this Kelis versus Beyonce thing.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, I know it's been, but we haven't talked about it the way we talk about it, which is a little bit more nerdy than just the Beehive all about it. I dislike both of these artists. Full disclosure, I don't know who to cheer for. I have no problem with either. I just don't like the monikers of both of them. That's just my kind of thing. Like Kelis just gets on my nerves in general. And then Beyonce's just popular. So is this I just don't really give a popular that much. So by default, I'm not gonna like her. But what do y'all think about this? I'm gonna go with you first, Dee.
Can we talk about how, like, since probably 2 days ago, everybody learned a new word called interpolation? Nobody knew what that was before. Now all of a sudden, everybody's in the music industry expert, like, oh, why are you so mad? It was just an interpolation. Like, sir, did you really know what that was?
Like,
I'm really questioning. Now everybody is like in the comments, like they just can't wait to find a post about it so they can insert that word. Like, I'm proud that people learned a new word, but also like, can we stop? Like, you don't know. Like,
it's like when people start using the word problematic.
Yeah.
Toxic.
People are toxic. Man.
So, but Dee, what do you think about this whole thing? Like this?
I mean, devil's advocate, I get both sides of it. Like, as a courtesy, sure. When I first heard about it, and this was before the album even came out that night, and Kelis was on her rampage on Instagram or TikTok or whatnot, like, I assumed it was like the whole song. Like, I thought originally they were talking about the song, it wasn't Milkshake. They said it was, I can't think of
Live Without You.
Yeah. So I thought like B took like the whole song and just like did a verse on it or something like that. So album comes out, we listen to the song, and I'm like, I don't know, this don't sound right. Then they came out with Milkshake. I'm saying it was that, and I swear I listened to that song probably like 3 times trying to figure out where it came in at. Like, I was
Relation. Think before you talk.
I feel like, and then I immediately go to TikTok, who is the source for everything, because I was like, somebody had to make a video to explain this to me, because somebody would have I know they was on it. I knew they had like took out the vocals, put the beats together like they do, and I was like, I still don't get it. Next day, okay, now they're talking about it's the drum, and I'm like, okay, if you say so. Like, I don't understand where it came into play. But in regards to the whole situation, sure, B could give you a courtesy and be like, hey, I'm about to take just like these 2 beats of a drum and put it in my song that you used way back in the day on Milkshake or whatnot. But also, I mean, you didn't create the beat. Like, it's not your words.
That for real?
Say it again. You didn't create the beat.
You didn't create the beat. Like, I understand the lyrics, but like, that was not, she took the beat. Like, so doesn't have to belong to the person that makes the beat. So if I put something on your song, are you saying like I can't ever use that outside of it if I create it, if I contribute it?
And like, Kelis thinks she's more important than she really is. That's my main thing in general. Period. That's why I dislike her. Period. She's not as important as she believes she is. She's got maybe 2 hits. Let's keep it 100.
What, I Hate You So Much and Milkshake?
You got
it. No, so
I'm for straight hits.
I'm going to throw in Bossy.
Bossy.
There you go. That's 3.
Because Bossy, she did come out with Bossy, and she brought us the Bossy Bang. Because even though I had the bang before she did, write that down. I have pictures. But heifers went out and got everybody wanted the bang. This bitch is still going to get the bang. They still want the Bossy Bang. So
right.
I'll give her that.
I'll give her Get Along With You. Like, those are 4 songs.
Yes. Get Along With You it's a good song, but I wouldn't call that a hit where everyone would know it. Like, I like that song.
It's not a hit song.
But I wouldn't be surprised that most people don't know that song.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Candace, what do you think?
Kelis is not that important. Her career is extended by Nas. Let's be for real about dating Nas.
Candace, as a doctor,
get your expertise
right, and I feel as if Kelis has some unsettled issues that she may have been dealing with that have been projected onto Beyonce. Your thoughts?
So I agree. So my mindset is of the thing of like, okay, like I totally got where she was coming from. And I also do feel like a lot of this anger was, I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back for her, of like someone who is either not recognized or not appreciated or whatever have you, either to the point to where she deserves or the point to where she feels like she deserves, which is where this anger was coming from, right? Also, in those 2 videos that she posted, hair was bomb. I'm actually going to get my hair cut in that shape because it was, let's note that her hair was bomb. But anywho, I try to put myself in her shoes. Like if someone else produced like a workshop and I had facilitated said workshop and somebody went and took that workshop and did something with it, I would still feel like someone should have at least told me, not that I'm owed anything or anything like that, but I would just feel like if there was in some way, shape, or form my intellectual property could have been used in some way, I would like the common courtesy. That is just the approach that came from it. Now, I think the reason why I think people beat up on her because it was her versus Beyonce versus like her towards somebody else.
That's why I'm like, oh
yeah, like if it was her versus Carrie Hilson, I think people wouldn't have been as quick to jump on.
No, they would have. They ended that woman's career.
They've been heard from Carrie Hilson since.
Not a damn thing.
Hold on,
right.
wait a minute.
But I'm saying if it was like
movies.
But I'm saying like, hey, don't sleep on Tubi.
Hold on, what you say,
I know,
Scotty?
that's what I'm saying. That's my shit. She be on Tubi movies.
Right.
got
I love Tubi movies, though, for the record.
Scott and Daryl and Tubi, like they are the president and treasurer of the fan club.
Tubi
You know,
SOLC
SOLC's on Tubi.
I know. Let me say. So what I watch on Tubi and what they watch on Tubi are two very different.
We watch all the Detroit Hood movies.
I have the Tubi app. What I watch and what they watch are two very different things.
You don't watch Plug Love like 15 million times.
Exactly. I'm on Tubi watching old episodes of Benson, and they are not watching Benson.
We're watching the Dirty D. We watching the Dirty D.
But yeah, I think a lot of her argument was just discounted because it was her versus Beyonce. I think if it was her versus anybody else, or if someone of a different race had done something to her, I think the argument would be different, which is why I'm just like, man. And then to Dee's point, people don't know music. Like you're jumping on a bandwagon simply because of the person that she was attacking, not because you have all this knowledge behind the music field and things like that. Yeah.
I just feel like this is your post. This is who y'all choosing as the poster child for artist rights. Like this is who y'all going with. This y'all king. Like I just don't understand what's going with. It's just kind of like back in civil rights when they couldn't go with the little dark skinned girl. They had to get Rosa. Like I feel like it's along the same lines. You got to pick the right person for the cause, and I don't think she is the one to champion this. Try again. Like that's my total thoughts. Like.
See, my thing is, I've always thought that Beyonce's whole career is an interpolation. So that's my other side of it. Hold on, go ahead, doctor. Hold on, let me put you back in the main screen. Go ahead.
What is interpolation?
It's a very good question.
What Dean said earlier. I just think, but I guess there's a fine line, I guess, between being able to understand and see something dope and then adapt it. So I have a fine line with it because sometimes it do seem like she be stealing people's stuff, but then it's like, okay, well, you saw something that was kind of dope and you just adapted it. So I go back and forth on that, but I do feel her whole career is an interpolation.
Candace, to answer your question, in popular music, an interpolation, also called a replayed sample, refers to using a melody or portions of a melody, often with modified lyrics, from a previously recorded song, but re-recording the melody instead of sampling it.
Is that what Pharrell and them did with the Robin Thicke and the Marvin Gaye?
No, they straight jacked that.
No, they just took that.
All right.
Like, nah, they just played the instrumental and just started singing.
Exactly.
That's what that.
They press that record play button down on the tape.
Yeah. So to that point, like sometimes when you'll hear people like, oh, this has you'll look up like a song or something and looking at the song credits and it'll be like, this song contains an interpolation of whatever, and you'll be like, wait, I didn't even hear that in there, and you're not going to because it's like the way that it's been redone. And with the Pharrell situation, or with this situation, it was a beat. It was a drum beat that Kelis had nothing to fucking do with. It was a Neptune sound. That's what they're known for. And using it again, I mean, it's my shit. I use it again. But
so then I wonder if, because based on what I heard before, it was allegedly snatched or whatever have you. Because to be honest, I cannot tell the difference. But based on what was heard or not heard, if it was Pharrell's thing, in my mind, I'm like, so why credit Kelis? If it was something that Pharrell
why
did,
do you get mad at the side chick and not your husband?
Her anger was displaced. She needed to direct that towards the person that she is really mad at and who hurt her, which was Pharrell. They got some history there, as you can see. Based upon, I guess, whatever deals she had in the past, and mad because she didn't get those rights. And I get that people get
publishing.
Right. I think people getting these bad deals.
When both of your exes want to hang out still, and you're the common denominator, they don't mess with you no more.
Oh, back.
Pharrell and Nas kicking. You're not the. They don't want to keep.
That's all I'm saying. All I say is this: is that I haven't heard the song and I'm not going to listen to it. But two, what I do appreciate is Beyonce's watch this moment of just saying, "Fuck it, we're just gonna take the damn thing out."
Yeah,
so now,
that was solid of them.
Yes.
And it's like for me, it wasn't solid. It was petty. And if you stay petty, you don't have to get petty. And I appreciate that. Because it's like, okay, watch this. You ain't got to worry about shit no more. Girl, fuck you in this song. And took it out. So now, I'll say this. I don't know if she was going to, she has a song, she had a credit on there, right? Like a songwriter credit or something on there. And if you get a songwriter credit, don't you receive something for that?
No, Pharrell get all that bad.
Yeah, Pharrell and Chad or Pharrell.
Somebody,
I'm sorry, both of them.
Yeah, Neptune was getting that.
Whoever was getting it, they ain't getting it no more.
Well, that's probably what fueled her anger.
Have that to his son or something. Like, you know how you can like give rights to some publishing to like your kids.
Yeah, like that's what Khaled be doing with his son.
Yeah. So she was credited on the song. Is that what
she had a credit? So that's how she found out. Is that so? Whatever the hell it was that leaked. People like, because no one heard it. You can't hear, like, no one heard the thing. They saw the credit. And I think that people were just like, oh, snap, this song features something from Kelis. And that's how she found out. She found about it on the internet.
Oh,
that's how she found out what was going on. And then she went on this whole tirade. And so I think sometimes people feel like you owe them things and sometimes you don't. I know sometimes I struggle with that of like what I feel that people like owe me or whatever, but I also don't make long videos about it. And it if anything, I think a lot of people already feel like she's bitter anyway about a lot of stuff that has happened in her life.
What do you mean? Like her whole life.
Like her whole life. A lot of things that happened.
She started out being mean. Like she started out bitter. Her first song.
Yeah, man, she hated everybody.
So and I think it didn't help. But to that point, I also don't want to dismiss how she felt. Like if you really felt slighted, you really felt slighted. But if people already feel like you are bitter and they're already going to be on Beyonce's side and you're making all these posts and all of that, it just doesn't help how you look. It doesn't help the optics of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know why you would even go on for this battle against Beyonce. Like it's a war of attrition you can now win. Like it's no, I just gotta take this L.
Pretty much. Like her anger was displaced. If the video was and she was mad and she directed that towards the Neptunes, directed that towards Pharrell, I could rock with that a little bit because like that's where the history comes from. I don't think Beyonce and her team of lawyers and all of that like they went through the proper channels to get that that done. Like she ain't trying to get no lawsuits, right? But like I just feel like it was a missed opportunity the way that you went about it, and you came out it as like the angry Black woman. Like I get hurt feelings. Everybody has a right to feel how they feel, but like when you go live and you put that out there, like it's going to be subjected to everyone's comments. But shout out to all her advocates. I hope they go support her hair care line or cooking line, whatever she got going on. Because
it's got those cookbooks. Slanging cookbooks.
Or is it cooking with Kelis?
or something.
Shout out to one of our listeners. I won't say his name. He said she got that man to die. Her husband to die. Drove him crazy. He died. I'm not gonna say who it is. That's wrong.
I'm just gonna pray.
Thoughts and prayers.
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music Podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.